Okay, so let's look at problem B. So we get C equals 102.3 degrees, B equals 28.7 degrees, and B, so side B, because it's a lowercase, is 27.4 feet. It also tells us it's the side length because it has a unit in feet. So, personally, I like to set up my triangle. So I'm just going to draw a triangle, doesn't matter how. I'm going to make this my C, so across from that would be little c. Let's say this is B, so little b, and that has to be A and little a. So B is 27.4 feet, C is 102.3 degrees, and B is 28.7 degrees. So I'm going to find angle A first. That's again going to be 180 minus 102.3 minus 28.7. Okay, so we're going to find that one first. 102.3 minus 28.7. So angle A equals 49 degrees. So after I get that, then I could go ahead and start setting up my ratios. Technically I didn't have to find that first, but it helps. So I have to set up a ratio that has a side length and its corresponding angle. So the only one I have is B. I have its side length and I have its corresponding angle. So I have to use B. So I'm going to have 27.4 over sine of 28.7 equals, and let's say I start with side A. A over sine of 49. Cross multiply. So if we cross multiply, we'd get A sine of 28.7 equals 27.4 sine of 49. Okay, we're going to divide off that sine of 28.7, divide sine of 28.7, and type that in our calculator. Make sure again we're still in degrees because we're dealing with degrees. Sine of 47, whoops, yeah, 49, and then sine 28.7. Okay, I am getting that A is about 43.06 feet. Okay, let's take a second. A is a bigger degree than B, so A's side length should be bigger than B's side length, which it is. So far so good. We know C is the biggest angle, so it should be the biggest side length, because we know that from the biggest angle, across from the biggest angle is always the biggest side length. So let's find that one. So we're going to, again, I'm using A. You don't have to, you could, or sorry, I'm going to use B. You don't have to, but I like to use the one they give me. So 27.4 over sine of 28.7 equals C over sine 102.3. Cross multiply, so we get C sine of 28.7 equals 27.4 sine 102.3. We're going to divide that sine off. 28.7 divide sine of 28.7. So C should give us, let's see, 28.4 02.3 and sine of 28.7. I am getting 55.75 feet, which makes sense because it is the longest side length, which is what we wanted. Okay, so looking at this, if you notice I had this, what method do I use? So there's going to be several different types of triangles. We just barely started. The way we look at what method we use is based on what we are given. So if we have a right triangle, we are going to use SOHCAHTOA. We're going to use sine, cosine, tangent. So which we're pretty comfortable with. Let's say we were given a triangle and we were given an angle, and a side. So if you look at our example A, we were given a excuse me, we were given an angle, side. Okay, if we're given an angle, side, we use the law of sines. Okay, and our next example, we were given a side, or sorry, also an angle, side. So again, we use the law of cosines, or sorry, law of sines. If we were given a side, sorry, an angle, a side, and then an angle. So if we were given two angles with a side squished in between, we would use, again, the law of sines. There's this ambiguous case. So if we're given side, angle, we call this an ambiguous case. And it's an ambiguous case of the law of sines. And we will be doing that one on Monday. If we were given three sides, so a triangle with three sides, again, not a right triangle, we would use the law of cosines. And if we were given a side, angle, side, we'd also use the law of cosines. Okay, so we've got one more example for the law of sines.